Hi there, and hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Love and Action Daily Boost. You know that Tara Parolo and I are here. I'm Dr. Flo every Sunday to root you in your root chakra and to allow for you to have a great week. We're so happy that you're here. This month, we are focusing on gratitude and growth. And this week's theme is all about trust and vulnerability. But before we get there, once again, I'm Dr. Flo, online coach and mentor. I help bold dreamers follow their bliss by using their time, talent, and treasure to make good trouble in the world. The modalities that I use to get this through to people in my public and private practice is to encourage, equip, and empower them. And like I said, every Sunday we're joined by Tara Praolo. Who are you in the world this week, love?
I am a poster on Threads, which is what I was just doing, was advertising that we are live, both in our WhatsApp groups and over on Threads. And if you're here with us right now, or you're listening to the podcast later on any of our platforms, please feel free to share with 5 friends at least, and let them know that we exist. We would love to have all of you in the community in some way or some form, because we all need a little more love. And that's what this whole organization is about. So I'm Tara Priolo. I am your resident Black, biracial, multi-passionate musician. I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same. And Dr. Flo and I, right before we went live, were chitter-chattering about what he's leaning into. And I am going to be leaning into this blackening the canon thing, because it is time, Simba. It is time. So anyway, we're happy to be here. I'm going to do the national days, and then we'll move around. Oh my gosh, Dr. Flo, I didn't even look at this. I just opened the link. It's National Panda Day.
We talk, we talk about pandas a lot because I liken Tara's mommying to the pandas at the National Zoo, and the way that the pandas tumble and they grab and everything. We love, and of course, I'm not calling her child a teddy bear, even though they're cuter than a teddy bear. It's just so funny. We have an obsession with pandas here.
There's
They
also
probably
this,
should be
like,
our mascot.
there's a panda video from like 20 years ago. It's probably like 15, 20 years ago, where the baby panda sneezes. And it's so funny. I love pandas. Okay, so it's National Panda Day. It's American Chocolate Week. It's European Wide Action Week Against Racism. That's fun. National Animal Poison Prevention Week. Yeah. Hello. Don't poison your dogs. Also, they can't have grapes. I always have to proclaim that. Some of y'all
No
think that dogs
grapes,
can
no
have anything.
chocolate.
No grapes, no chocolate, no onions. Bad for doggies. Also, no apple seeds. That's a
They can't
random
have
one that
onion. I did
people
not know
don't
that
know.
dogs could not have onions.
Yeah, I mean, they're not like deadly, but they will make your dog poop. So, choose your battle. It is National Anonymous Giving Week. If you would like to give to Love and Action Network, you can go do so at lovedandlovable.bio.link, lovedandlovable.bio.link, lovedandlovable.bio.link. You can also give directly to Dr. Flo. You could give directly to at Poppywada33, or you could give directly to me, Tara Priolo Studio, for anything that we do that you see that you want to support. All of our links are in our respective bios, as well as you can get there at the main link that Dr. Flo just put up at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Let's see. National Bubble Week. I do love bubbles. National Clean Out Your Closet Week. That will not be happening for me this week. It is National Inhalants and Poisons Awareness Week. Good Lord. Schools Library Media Center Week. We should continue to fund libraries. It is World Folk Tales and Fables Week. It is Black Press Day. Come on now. Everything You Do Is Right Day. Freedom of Information Day. Lips Appreciation Day. National Artichoke Day. I've never decided how I feel about artichokes. No Selfies Day. Young Careers Action Day. Boo the Pomeranian's birthday. I don't know which Pomeranian that is, but I'm sure he's very cute. It is Lauren Graham's birthday, and I don't know any of these other people. So happy birthday to the people that it's their birthdays, and happy National Black. Oh, it doesn't say national. It says Happy Black Press Day. I have to go turn off my oven. So take it for a second, Dr. Flo.
Sure thing, Tara. This week is Trust and Vulnerability Week within Gratitude and Growth Month. This week, we're going to talk about the fact that love flourishes in spaces of trust and vulnerability. When we open up ourselves, others, and the universe, not just open up ourselves, but when we open up to ourselves, others, and the universe, we deepen our relationships and personal growth process. And each day of this week, we're going to align with a chakra to explore how we trust and use vulnerability to manifest in different aspects of our being. And you're going to see that every day of this week, we're going to introduce you to the chakra and how we feel about it, especially on I Feel Day, Sacral Chakra Day, which is tomorrow. And then we're also going to give you a mindfulness practice, ways in which you can take action to put our theme into action. And then also a reflection. Tara's back with some inspiration, though, before we go further into that.
Yes. Y'all know that I love breathing, so this first one is perfect. I'm gonna share my screen. This is a We the Urban. I saw Dr. Flo share one of these, and also purple is like Dr. Flo and I's favorite color collectively. So this is it. By the way, his favorite color is not purple. It is bleh, periwinkle, I do believe.
Azure,
Azure,
periwinkle, and azure.
azure.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a blue
Mine
purple, like a mixture.
Mine is green, but we do love purple collectively because of its royal and regalness. Okay, so breathe.
And we're reluctant Vikings fans.
Yeah.
And I pray they don't do anything stupid to
If
us
I
in their
listen,
negotiations.
Kevin O'Connell, if you are listening to this podcast right now, and Quasi, do not let Aaron Rodgers come to this state. I will not watch the Vikings next year. Don't do it.
I saw that and got very, very nervous.
I do not like it. Well, he wants to come here. I don't think we want him. It seems that the Vikings core is like, no, thank you. And he's like, but I want to come. And we're like, no, we don't like you. But anyway, okay, so
We
breathe.
could win with him, but we don't want that kind of energy in the mix.
We have a rookie who's going to be awesome. He's going to be awesome.
He's a jolly good rookie.
Yes,
He's a
he
jolly
will be.
good rookie.
So breathe. You haven't met all of you yet. There is so much more life to live. You will find yourself again. You'll find peace when you lean into uncertainty as a form of empowerment. Life is not just about tolerating unpredictability, but mastering the art of thriving within it. Uncertainty is your stage, not your cage. You got this. Because I don't want to is a good enough reason. Honor your boundaries. You are never too old to start again. You are never too old to follow your dreams. You are never too old to switch directions. You are never too old to learn something new. All of your hard work is about to pay off. Don't stop now. What we're not going to do is endlessly beat ourselves up over past mistakes. They've had their time. Now cherish the wisdom they've gifted you. Forgive yourself often. Embrace the lessons and give yourself the grace to move forward. Be more interested in how your life feels than how it looks to others. As much as people have failed you, never regret having a kind heart. One thing about those tables, they always turn. Everything comes back full circle, and a pure heart will always have the last word. Don't beg, don't force, don't chase. And then they have some backgrounds available.
Don't beg, don't force, don't chase. And I also love the mantra of I have nothing to prove, nothing to protect, nothing to hide, and nothing to defend. Just living your life in a way where you have nothing to prove, protect, hide, or defend is just such a freeing thing. And it makes space for that joy as a revolution that you see behind Tara so prominently displayed. So many people are walking around in life trying to protect themselves from everything and everybody. They haven't made room for joy actually in their day. And we always want to support that. I think Loretta's there. You go. Welcome back, Loretta. Loretta is one of our members of Love and Action Network, and we love connecting with her over on YouTube and Facebook and Clubhouse and in the WhatsApp communities and all the spaces that we do. You're so loved and lovable every day. And I'm using your power word all this week. You said, I'm resilient. Through everything that I go through in my life, I'm resilient. And I borrowed just a percentage of that from you in the clubhouse room because I need it too. And there's been a couple times even this weekend where I was like, do I really want to do this? Oh, I can do this because I am resilient, like my cool kid resilient friends. And so thank you, Loretta, for being so awesome and taking us into your heart and just cruising with us through the metaverse. So many of us are over 900, 800, 700 miles apart, and yet we still figure out every day the ways in which we can make love one into another. And so we are so grateful for you, Loretta, your time, talent, and treasure, and you kicking it with us. And so shout out to Sister Loretta of Love and Action Network. I think it's my turn to be great again on stage. So, like I said earlier, this week we're talking about trust and vulnerability. Some of you know that last year, or for the last few years, we were using Conscious Contact with Melody Beattie to be a guiding and anchor text for our community. It centered 12 steps and alcoholism and a tragedy and loss. And these are all things that we learned from. However, this year, I made the decision to build a Love and Action Network curriculum for the year from scratch and to give it to the community out of the themes that are important to us. And so this month, we're focusing on gratitude and growth. And this week, we're focusing on trust and vulnerability. And once again, love flourishes in spaces where trust and vulnerability exist. And so over the next 7 days, including today, Tara and I, individually and collectively, will be taking you through an introduction of the chakras, which will include an overview of the chakra and how it relates to trust and vulnerability. We're also every day going to be giving you a mindfulness practice that takes you deeper into your cultivation of trust and openness. Every day, we're not going to leave you empty handed. We're tools people around this network. The way in which we equip you is by giving you the tools to live happy, healthy, and free lives. And so every day, you're going to hear from Tara and I collectively and individually actionable practice steps that you can take to integrate trust into your life. And then we're going to give you some things to reflect on, encouragement and call to action, so that you're not sitting there going, okay, they've loaded me up with all this encouragement and I know that I'm loved and lovable. Now, what do I do with that? Well, we're going to give you some ideas about what you can do to bring more trust and vulnerability into your life. So, without further ado, did you want to introduce the folks to the root chakra? Or did you want me to do it and then go just
Sure.
go to the end? Yeah,
I can take it. The
I
root chakra.
trust you. Wait, I
Yes.
trust you, and I'm vulnerable enough to you for you to
Yes.
take it. A lot
Yes.
of people don't empower their community, empower their friends and family because they don't trust them and have vulnerability that they're going to get it right. Or even if they don't get it right and they get it wrong, there's still love in it. So, yes, Tara, I do trust you and I'm vulnerable enough for you to take it.
Trust as a foundation. Y'all know that I also love foundations. So I'm excited also about, because I can see the actionable practice that we're going to give y'all. We're going to chitter chat about, and so I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. Anyway, the root chakra governs. The root chakra governs our sense of safety and stability. Trust starts with feeling grounded. When we feel secure, we can open up. Vulnerability requires a strong foundation of self trust and external support, which I know that Loretta put into the chat that she is grateful for community. And that is definitely the end of that statement. I'll read that last thing one more time because we talk about vulnerability a lot in this network. And I really want this to hit home for all of you. Vulnerability requires a strong foundation of self trust and external support. And I'm very glad that it's in that order in particular, because what we do to ourselves first is what we then give back to community, right? And then we are able to allow external support to help us. Okay, I'm going to do the mindful practice and then I'll throw it back to Dr. Flo for the last few things. Okay. Um, if you are safe in a safe place and can close your eyes, feel free to do so. If you are not, just listen with eyeballs wide open and try to ground yourself as much as you can. So this says, close your eyes and imagine roots extending from your feet into the earth. Feel the strength of the ground supporting you. This morning in Dr. Flo's AM chat, we had lots of people sharing about being in nature and in particular with trees and streams and how that made us feel grounded in our lives and how going to that place helped us. So if that helps you to imagine those places in your life, do so now. You can also say over yourself or in your brain, I trust that I am safe, supported, and secure in love. I'll read it one more time and then I'm going to give you a breathing exercise to go with this visualization. I trust that I am safe, supported, and secure in love. So we're going to take 2 breaths here and blow them out. 4 beats in, 4 beats out, 2 times in a row. Here we go. Breathing in, imagining those roots coming out or that grounding place, and out. And in and out. Say that affirmation over yourself one more time. I trust that I am safe, supported, and secure in love. Take as long as you need. If you need to press pause on this podcast in order to stay in that grounded space, do so now. And if you're feeling like you're ready to come out of that visualization state, feel free to start opening your eyes, feeling back into the current space, and we'll continue with actionable practice when Dr. Flo is ready.
Thank you, Tara, for that. That was so juicy to me. So juicy. Every day this week, we're going to give you some action steps you can take or consider to bring more trust and vulnerability into your heart. One of the things you can do is to choose to identify trust anchors in your life. Think of 3 people or practices that make you feel safe and supported. And you can write them down or just call them into your heart. But these are people who are your trust anchors. And Tara and I seek to be trust anchors in Love and Action Network. We want to be people who are worthy of the trust that you place in us to help you be okay today. We're not responsible for your happiness, but we are able to hold you in a loved and lovable vibration. That much we've signed on to. We've given up a long time ago on making each other happy because it changes. Tara, every day. There's that pendulum again, Dr. Flo. He's swinging from the chandeliers again, Dr. Flo is. But having trust anchors, people that you can confide in, people who are taking your matters of the heart seriously, even if they can't step in and send you a check, they can still use their time, their treasure, and their talent to be present to you. Think of those 3 people and identify them as trust anchors in your life, because when the storms come, and a lot of you all over the country right now are experiencing extreme storms and blizzards and things. The storms inevitably will come. And when they do come, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? Or Tara, Poppy, or Loretta, or Angie, or Her Story, or Cece, or the list goes on of people known and unknown who are trust anchors where I know that they're not going to like go, oh, that sucks. So what you going to do about that? And just leave you or leave you on red even. Where your trust anchors are not going to leave you on red. They're going to love and care about your well-being on every level of your chakra. They care about your I am. They care about how you feel. They care about what you're doing. They care about who and what you're loving, including yourself. They care about what you're speaking. They care about what you're seeing. And they care definitely about you understanding yourself and being understood by them. These are your trust anchors. A lot of people go around in life looking for the negative attributes in people. Tara and I go out of our way as much as possible, child, to look for green flags in people. You got to be looking for green flags, girl. Not always the red flags. The green ones will also serve you and lift you up a bit quicker than focusing on the red flags. And that's something that's changing in my life with full transparency. I'm moving from the space of identifying red flag people and institutions and environments and 501c3s. And I'm looking more towards green light people and green flag people in my life. I know them by name and I know they can be trusted to handle me. And I'm very, very grateful for that. The personal story that I'll share today, I usually skip this part in the daily goings on of our operation, but the personal story that I'll share today about trusting a strong foundation of friendship and community is my favorite ship, friendship. I'm joking, y'all. It's not my favorite ship, but it's one of them. Tara is a person who I can yell at about my husband. Tara is a person I can yell at about my business. Not yell at her, but I can. There's several moments when Poppy Water and I's relationship was stabilizing that I just called and just wept and yelled into the phone because I was experiencing what we now know to be a relationship ego death. There's an ego death that happens in every relationship that matters to you. It's happened in Tara and I's relationship. It's happened in our marriages, respectively. We're not married to each other, y'all, only in business. But in these situations, there's an ego death that happens because this person wants what they want, and they want it bad. And you want what you want, and you want it bad. And you got to figure out where the middle is in companionship and partnership. More ships that will sail you into a glacier like the Titanic.
Jack, listen, it's not even a real character, and I will say it every time the Titanic gets brought up. Jack could have lived. Okay, Rose is a selfish brat. That's all I got.
She didn't want to find the middle of the door. She didn't want to be in companionship. She wanted to live on her own and to talk about it on film. None of this is real, folks. Well, the Titanic is, but the retelling
The Titanic
isn't.
is real, and so is Molly Brown. Molly Brown was from Omaha. That's the only reason I know about her. The unsinkable Molly Brown. She's like an actual real person.
Yes, she is. Oh my God. Let's,
So Loretta is telling us who is on, or who are her three anchors. The higher power, her family and loved ones, real friends, and the loved and lovable family. If I had to answer this, I would definitely say, it says three people or practices. And I like that it includes practices because for me, one of those places is to lean into my voice and to lean into that trust that I have around that. Secondly, my literal in proximity family, like my husband, my baby makes me feel very anchored. You can be nothing but anchored with this child.
She said you could be nothing but anchored with the child, and then it froze. I'm gonna keep going until she comes back, y'all. She's frozen so hard. I'm gonna put it back up again. Loretta. ah, 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 ah. Start talking about kids and got a headache. See how it goes? She'll be back. She'll be back. So today we're inviting you to reflect with us as we close on how trust allows us to take the first step towards vulnerability. And trust will always lead you, your inner trust, the trust of your heart, your inner intuition, your rooted and grounded knowledge of yourself will always push you in a direction to allow for more vulnerability in your life and in the world. And a lot of people poo-poo, Loretta, vulnerability. But as I tell the community every day, your first hello, your first how are you, your first I care about that. I see that you care about being loved and lovable. I care about being loved and lovable too. That vulnerability of actually speaking up about the things you care about is what's going to connect you to other passionate people. And that all comes from being vulnerable enough to say, I care. I love that. Like we love anime in our house. And so we got in order to connect with other anime people, we got to like care and show that care. And a lot of men in the society and a lot of people in the society are scared to show vulnerability because they are afraid that it's going to make them look weak. You are not going to look weak if you take a step towards vulnerability. You're not going to look weak if you lose trust. I'm sorry, you're not gonna look weak if you lean into trust. I'm sorry, and take a step towards vulnerability. All right, I want to invite you as we close today to name one person or thing that helps you to feel secure. Name one person or thing that helps you to feel secure. I'm going to go with what's on the screen, a freebie provided by Loretta in our community, a member of our community. We love to see as often as we can, and we're so grateful for your time, talent, and treasure. I love knowing that I am loved and lovable. I love, love, love knowing that I am loved and lovable. Knowing that I'm loved and lovable brings me a security, and I'll tell you why. When you know that you're loved and lovable, you know you're loved. You could be loved by a creator, you could be loved by someone you know, you could be loved by yourself. But having that knowledge of knowing you're loved and lovable is a very securing thing, the loved part. Then comes the lovable. The lovable is you allowing yourself to be in a position to let love in. That's why we don't just say you're loved. Because, a lot of people will be like, oh my God, thank you for coming to Love and Action Network. You're loved. But then you don't ever really feel loved by some of the people who are saying they love you. It's important that we love ourselves and then we find ourselves in the court of our personal opinion to be lovable. I find myself lovable. I find Tara lovable. I find Tara easy to love. I cannot wait for her to see the way in which her screenshot happened, and I put it in full blast on the screen. You were like,
Um, folks, I was telling you that my baby makes me feel grounded. At that moment, the baby took out the whole internet. That's what happened. So,
the baby
hello.
grounded you. The
The
baby
ba- yeah,
grounded you.
the baby said, "No more. Don't be talking about me like that. Don't tell them my secrets, mama." Uh,
Can you name one person or thing that actually helps you feel secure in the world? Not
yeah,
actually, but yeah.
I can name several. I mean, but one of them I'm on stage with quite frequently. You're this way today for me. There you are. My husband, my dad, like these are people that really make me feel very, very, very grounded. On stage, one of my favorite, I have to name this person because they are one of my favorite collaborators of all time. And I'm so grateful that they are in town with me, which is Christine Denton. I met her on a whim. We joined this organization the same year, and we have been collaborating ever since. So that is also a person that makes me feel safe and secure on stage. Did you name someone already? Did I miss your?
I named the thing. I named the
Oh,
thing being loved and lovable. Poppy is a person that makes me feel secure. Poppy would burn this whole town to the ground in my name. It's both romantic and very scary.
very scary.
Very scary. Also, another person that makes me feel secure, of course, is you. Um, you're my journal and person and collaborator, and I admire you and respect you not only for what you bring personally into my life as a soul sibling, but also the professionalism of you. I was just crying. I want to release it soon. I was crying yesterday, like snotting into a clubhouse room about the power of this woman's questions A person that will take the time to ask you questions and allow you to go deeper in an understanding of yourself and your life's work is a person who wants you to feel more secure. And Tara's questions, like we said yesterday, they sometimes piss me off, but they mostly anchor me in the truth of what I want. This lady's very committed. This lady, her, right, her, she's very committed to getting this love revival out in the world and having people experience the freedom that we experience in our WhatsApp communities and beyond. So, yeah, do you help me feel secure? Here's one thing I know from singing in the New York City subway system and being a flight attendant and a bunch of other experiences I've had. No matter where you go in life, there's always going to be someone in your community or in your space that wants you to be secure too. We call it upstanding training, not bystanding, but upstanding. And on every plane, there's a person who wants to deck an unruly passenger. In every room I'm in with Tara, she's ready to take them to task about not disrespecting me and my kingdom. That will make you feel secure. Back when trans people were under attack under 45 the first time, I had a friend who was emerging trans person who was scared of going to the bar dressed in their new look. I said, we'll go together because no one's going to fuck with a trans woman in my presence. You'll lose an eye. And it's important that we become those people who make, like, I'm the adult that would have protected kid me. Now, I'm the adult. And Poppy Water in our house, we say that all the time, especially as it relates to our work with children and our emerging work with children and the puppet shows and all that. Like, we are the adults. The children are not the adults. We are the adults. And so being a person who helps others feel secure will allow you to be bold, as you talked about this morning. This morning, your last gratitude in Clubhouse was, I'm grateful that I'm bold. Bold people will say, help us take out this Nazi. Help us subdue this racist. Help us steal this white robe from the KKK. That's what security can do in beloved community. And the more you give it to yourself, the more you have it to give. So we're going to be bringing back soon, hopefully, upstanding training and a bunch of social justice led trainings around how to keep people safe inside and also to be able to rely on the community. I have no doubt in my mind that if shit truly popped off, I would be okay. And that comes from security that I leaned into within this community. Remember today and always, folks, that trust and vulnerability go hand in hand. When we trust ourselves, our relationships, and the universe, we allow love to flow freely. Let's commit to opening our hearts and stepping into a deeper trust today. Uh, Listen, the only thing we have to lose are our chains. On behalf of Tara Paolo Studio, myself, who am I today? Andre and the Flow, and my managing partner and head of House of Mommy Water, Poppy Water 33. We invite you every day this week.
He almost called himself Dr. Poppy is what happened right then. Just in case y'all were wondering. He was going to be at Dr. Poppy.
Dr. Pappy. Dr. Pappy. Dr. Pappy. Y'all stay in your power, stay in your joy, stay loved and lovable. Find people in community that you can laugh with every day to keep it light. Like, they want us to go heavy. They want us to go really, really heavy with everything that we're seeing in our phones and in the news. Don't go that direction. Go into joy. Choose joy as a fuck you to the man.